Hi everyone, I'm so grateful to be speaking with you all today. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Emma Benoit. I am a mental health advocate and a suicide attempt survivor. When I was 16 years old, the summer before my senior year of high school, I attempted suicide. Prior to that suicide attempt, I had been struggling with anxiety and depression for several years. Immediately after I made the attempt, I felt an instant regret. And that regret has since propelled me on this mission to share my story. That way people, especially young people, know that they're not alone and that they can get through whatever it is they're going through. So throughout the month, we're going to be sharing some wellness tips that I've picked up along the way in my journey that really have helped me. And the first one is, it's okay not to be okay. I know as humans, we have this weird way of putting personal pressure on ourselves to always have it together and always be okay and figure it out if we're not okay. It's unrealistic to think that we're always going to have a good day and that we're always going to be okay. And I think that acknowledging that it's okay not to be okay is huge and really can help someone when they're struggling. Your mistakes don't define you. That's something that I really believed when I was younger. I really felt like I was my bad mistakes and that if I messed up on something, that it was a reflection totally on me and that I should just look within and just take it all personally. Oftentimes we feel like we are our problems, we are our mistakes, we are the bad things that happen to us. But that's so not true. And it's easy to start to feel like your mistakes define you and that your worst behavior or your worst performance is what you're all about. And that's just not the case. And I think it's also important to remember that failure is totally a part of life. It is definitely something that is needed and necessary to grow and learn from our mistakes and our failures. A bad day doesn't equal a bad life. This is something that I learned pretty late in my journey. Someone shared this piece of advice with me when I was just having a bad day and really just hit a wall. And when she told me that, she said, you know, just because you're having a rough day and a rough week, it doesn't mean that your life is bad and that there's nothing to live for and that there's nothing to look forward to or have hope for. It's easy to feel like when we're struggling and in our own heads and in our own feelings that this is how life is all the time. And it's easy to forget the good things and the things that we do have to be grateful for. But I think knowing that a bad day doesn't equal a bad life and just reminding yourself of that can be really helpful when you start to feel like there's no point and that life isn't worth it. Setbacks are a part of the process. Setbacks are something that no one really likes to go through. If you're going through a rut or a hard time or just feel like you can't find your footing, it can affect your mental health. Trust me, I've been there, I know. But I think it's important to know that that is all a part of the journey. No one's life journey is going to be linear, and healing isn't linear either. And the sooner you know that and realize that, the easier it becomes to navigate through your setbacks and through just the trials and tribulations that, let's face it, life hands us all. Be patient with yourself. This is something that I'm so grateful that I finally learned. It's so easy to be so hard on yourself, and it's also not healthy to be hard on yourself. Having a certain level of perfectionism in my life definitely negatively affected my mental health, and it put me in a position where it felt like I could only look at the flaws and the failures and never appreciate or acknowledge the wins and the successes in my life. I think it's so easy to get into a position where you're blaming yourself for feeling things and blaming yourself for not getting over things in a timely manner. But I think it's important to always remember to be patient with yourself and give yourself grace and the space that you need to work through your emotions. If you or someone you know is struggling, I really encourage you to call or text the National Lifeline at 988.